Now, e-hailing service Bolt has permanently banned about 6,000 drivers from its platform for alleged misconduct, non-compliance and other concerns related to user safety. Now, the e-hailing association in the Western Cape has raised concerns about whether Bolt took the correct steps before blocking these drivers. Let's speak to the association's chairperson, Siyabonga Hlabisa. Thanks very much for giving us some of your time. I think fair to say, and perhaps you'll correct me if I'm wrong, but there is a connection, a perceived connection between Bolt and, it being notorious for safety concerns when it comes to users of the e-hailing service.
Yeah, no, that's very true. At this current moment, there's been some cases. One have been seen. Some of them, they are very popular now, being all around in social media about, unsafety of being of Bolt. But yeah, it's a matter of concern to us also as an association. But it's a matter. Some of the cases already have been with the police, something like that. But for us, we've been raising concern about this matter, particularly where the drivers have been blocked, almost 6,000 drivers.
With an e-hailing service of this nature, and I'm sure the same can be said for any other service as well, it does open up a space for opportunistic criminals, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does, because at the first place, we've been raising such concerns, but mostly about both the side of the rider and the side of the driver, because obviously this thing may be caused by the fact that there's issues of fraudulent document, fake accounts have been created for certain purpose. Even the riders also, we're facing the same concern as drivers, that we are getting killed by the people who are creating fake accounts, using it to rob drivers and all of that. So it's being a concern. We are glad if they are taking the first step, but also we want to see more of this investigation. But also for us, the biggest concern is that there is a loss of income to those drivers, and then hopefully they've done the proper investigation towards whatever they say those drivers they've done. Yeah,
so that insinuation or allegation of criminality cuts both ways, is what you're saying, on the part of the driver and the user as well. Yeah.
Yes, that's correct, yes.
So, as part of the coverage around the story, there's been a lot of reflection of drivers who say exactly that they've been lured into situations on the pretense of being booked for a trip only to be robbed on the scene. They also say that they're alleging that they brought this up with Bolt and that there's been no further investigation by the company. Drivers are alleging that Bolt puts the user before the driver.
No, that's very true. Simply, we've been asking them to start the verification of the rider also, as they are doing to the driver. I saw recently that they've already started to request IDs to be part of the verification for Bolt. But we've been raising concerns like they need to make sure that they show the picture of the rider also on the app to the driver, so that the driver can able to see who's coming to ride with him. As they are doing to the drivers, they should do the same. Also, to be more curious and get away with the issue of cash trips particular, because I think that's where most of this crime makes those people who are doing crime to see us as victims, because it's easy, because they know that we are carrying cash. They should run away from such things. We've been raising this concern for a longer time now. Hopefully, this is a good step, because now they started to have some verification of IDs. Hopefully, they'll consider also the face of the rider.
Yeah, another driver in the Western Cape said the app wouldn't allow him to load his photograph onto the platform for facial recognition purposes, and that he was later blocked for not having his face on the app. So I suppose the next question is, these 6,000 drivers who have been permanently blocked, which is an extreme step, right? It means no income for 6,000 drivers, and it has an impact on exponentially more people and families. But was this done in the correct fashion? Were all of these instances of drivers being blocked for good reason?
No, it's for us at this current moment, we are still waiting for those drivers who are permanently blocked to come forward. But obviously, the cases that we are mostly receiving at this current moment is the cases of drivers being blocked because of the rating issue. And also those drivers who've been denying not taking trips. Bolt has been blocking such drivers, which is not supposed to be permanent blocked. But in this case now, with the drivers that are blocked because they refer as them having some criminal records and fraudulent documents and all of that, we are still waiting for those drivers to come in front to us so that we can start engage and see what has been done wrong. But previously, Bolt did confirm that they are doing their investigation towards drivers who are not complying. So at this current moment, we are not yet as an association had so those drivers coming in front to us. We are still waiting for them to come in front so that we can see what Bolt have done, or if they've done it in a correct way or in a wrong way.
I mean, e-hailing services, Siyabonga, have been a game changer, haven't they? Not only for transporting people, but for transporting packages. How do we, outside of the fact that it's just ripe for criminality on both sides, from the user and from the side of the driver, how do we resolve that issue?
One is says, obviously, I think now most of the tech companies, they see that the procedure they've used before, they should just need to correct, make sure that also their suppliers, their stakeholders, which is obviously tech companies and also even the background check companies that they are using. I think also they are one big problem in terms of making those fraudulent documents and all of that. But, we just pray that now they will start to investigate internally on their suppliers also and make sure that also they strictly, improve on the safety of the riders, the drivers also, because drivers are getting killed. It's the biggest issue. Yeah. So hopefully they can do better on that one, yeah.
I imagine that you, as the chairperson of e-hailing in the Western Cape, you're in conversation with Bolt and that you'll have some feedback for the drivers who have been unfairly impacted by this decision?
Yeah, no, that's 100%. Already now, I'm gonna do that. I'll communicate with the right authorities within Bolt to continue with engagement, because we do engage with them. We have roundtable meetings, especially on Zoom, and sometimes to discuss further improvement on their side of the sport. Yeah.
Siyabonga Hlabisa, let me thank you for your time this afternoon. The e-hailing Western Cape chairperson joining us. 6,000 Bolt drivers permanently banned from the e-hailing service.